And there's the wallbang. Don't see that one too often, but...
It's not an option. Oh, he pre-fired. Oh, Woo-choo. 90-degree no scope, no problem.
We'll still be 3 on this beat fight. First man dead. And second. 3.
Flexes for a little bit. Now he's going to be making his way over the dark. On to box. Get a retake. Be aware that it may be dark. Oh man, Frosty, he's got it.
He could have managed that economy well. Oh,
Pushing grabs. He could have a second if he goes for it. He just pushes out again. This is more. What is that from QBY? He wants it. He wants the game. He wants to be able to say that he makes it. QBY with an ace. One angle. Walking right into the crosshair Frosty. And he shuts it down. SCE now knows where to look. Frosty finds another. He's not taking any prison. Frosty with a third.
In position. They have me pinned. Weapons hot. Got one. Yeah. He's down. This area is clear.
The last man alive.
He has to
has
go.
to clutch this out the 1v3. He's knocked down low from that already. 32 seconds left, and it doesn't matter, ladies and gentlemen. Hyenas Unity pick up.
At the beach, like the Molly 10. Yeah, Tudor on my coupe in the front of Benz. Yeah, I just chopped the roof, it's my side again. Yeah, Fendi in my lens, got it stuck again. That's a red, it's gonna make me know. Take away the pain.
Just by running, and Hips goes down. It's Nick. Nick's got 2. He's made it through, but the bomb has it. Nick, he shuts down Kuno right when they needed him most.
Dim on the lights, we get high. I like it. Spend it like a fidget, yeah.
2. Oh, Pixel. He'll find 1, he'll find 2. Right behind him, could he get UNC?
Broke, I had to fix it, yeah. Drugs took control, she done lost her soul. I can't tell you.
And this being offside, they've got to do it fast. 25 seconds. ADZ not taking any prisoners. That's...
Against Ruben, and well, yeah, it was a great game. And
well played from captain, really well T-side there. Like suddenly they played fast default and then suddenly play slow default.
Yeah.
Really well played by captain and
That's,
a little bit of weird CT side. But
yeah, the momentum built up from the first half and it just carried over and they found their true potential, and now
Yeah.
Actually a very risky.
And there's the wallbang. Don't see that one too often, but
Unfortunately, Thompson is not an option. Oh, it's pre-fired. Oh, true. 90 to grid, no scope, no problem.
we'll still be 3 on this B side. First man dead. And second. 3.
Flexes for a little bit. Now he's going to be making his way over the dark. And I'll run it on to box. Get the cross. Get a retake. Be aware that it may be dark. USP. Oh man, Frosty, he's got it.
He could have managed that economy well. Oh!
Pushing grabs. He could have a second if he goes for it. He just pushes out again. This is more. What is that from QBY? He wants it. He wants the game. He wants to be able to say QBY with an 81 angle. Walking right into the crosshair Frosty. And he shuts it down. SCE now knows where to look. Frosty finds another. He's not taking any prisoner. Frosty with a third.
Contact. In position. They have me pinned. Weapons hot. Got one. Yeah. He's down. This area is clear.
The last man alive.
He has to go
has
here.
to clutch this out. The 1v3. He's knocked down low from that already. 32 seconds left, and it doesn't matter, ladies and gentlemen. Hyena's Unity pick up the final kill.
like the Molly 10. Yeah, Tudor on my coupe in the front of the Benz. Yeah, I just chopped the roof, it's my side of pen. Yeah, Fendi in my lens, got it stuck again. I see red, it's gonna make me numb. Take away the pain.
So just by running, and Hips goes down. It's Nick. Nick's got two. He's made it through, but the bomb has it. Nick, he shuts down Kuno right when they needed him most.
Dim on the lights, we get high. I like a spend it like a fidget, yeah.
Two. Oh, Pixel. He'll find one, he'll find two. Right behind him, could he get you in seat
Broke,
two?
I had to fix it, yeah. Drugs took control, she done lost her soul. I can't tell you.
And this being bomb side, they've got to do it fast. 25 seconds. ADZ not taking any prisoners.
Like I left some back in your bitch, like I left some. I ain't for that. Why are you mad, G?
And there's the wallbang. Don't see that one too often, but
It's not an option. Oh, it's pre-fired. Oh, true. 90 to grid, no scope, no problem.
we'll still be three on this B side. First man dead. And second. Three.
Flexes for a little bit. Now he's going to be making his way over the dark. Now run it on to box. Get the cross. Get a retake. Be aware there that it may be dark. Oh man, Frosty, he's got it.
He could have managed that economy well. Oh,
Clutching grabs. He could have a second if he goes for it. He just pushes out again. This is Buurt. What is that from QBY? He wants it. He wants to take. He wants to be able to save it. QBY with an ace. One angle. Walking right into the crosshair Frosty. And he shuts it down. SCE now knows where to look. Frosty finds another. He's not taking any prisoners. Frosty with a third.
In position. They have me pinned. Weapons hot. Got one. Yeah. He's down. This area is clear.
The last one alive.
He has
he
to go
has to
huge.
clutch this out the 1v3. He's knocked down low from that already. 32 seconds left, and it doesn't matter, ladies and gentlemen. Hyenas Unity pick up the final kill and win the Volpid series 3-1 on Inferno.
Day, whatever your time zone is, please welcome to another day of the Volpid series. And this is actually the second day of me commentating this beautiful tournament. And, you know, the day I've been designated to cast all alone. Everybody left me, and I'm about to cry, to be honest, but... Okay, jokes aside, never mind. It's totally fine, don't worry about that. I'm ready to rock and roll on my own. Actually, I've had a lot of experience casting alone, just taking a video, deconstructing it, and casting all the way through by myself. And that's gonna be a similar experience today. We have Team HpT versus Drerries van de Buurt. You can call them DB perhaps, if you want to shorten their name. But yeah, that's the clash to witness. The knife round to decide who's gonna take their preferable side here on Inferno. The first map to start off this match. The second one on the line is gonna be Scandic eSports, 3 Spears versus Axion eSports, or maybe you could call them Axion. It all depends on your preferences, actually. You know, many names, they are not that popular, and sometimes you decide on your own whether to call them that way or another. So yeah, we've got Drerries van de Buurt winning the not the pistol, but the knife round. Why am I so ahead of this game? Really want this one to start in high anticipation of what's gonna happen. I haven't seen these two teams battle against each other just yet, and that's gonna be a lot of fun, a lot of curiosity to see who's gonna come out on top. We have Team HpT starting off on the T side. Yeah, they got dropped over to that side as a result of Drerries van de Buurt choosing the city, and we've got this pistol round about to be put underway 30 seconds before we start, and we've got this one pretty much default here for the side of Drerries van de Buurt. They've got 5 USPSs, nothing more, nothing in terms of utility to work with. But on the other side, we do have 2 players buying in with some utility, so that's going to be 3 flashbangs in total and 2 smokes. Can be very fruitful for the A executive that decided to stick around that idea. In the meantime, we have some aggression towards Banana Mao, getting ahead of the action, trying to deliver some early frag. Not gonna happen just yet, but there comes the brawl over the apps area, dealing some and pushing Boy onto his back feet. He's gonna stick around the apps position, trying to lean out and fire up the shot over the mid players. Playing back and forth in this round, I should say. Changing their positions and somehow finding those frags. This is the first one to start off with here for the side of the cities. He's gonna be spammed down. No, somehow survives, actually escapes out of the battle. If the help comes in time, maybe he can be salvaged in that position. Still, at least 1 frag can be delivered, but it's not gonna happen. Monkey to take him down. The USPS shot still present. And it's a 3-on-3. The bomb has been planted down. We've got the banana presence as well. Boy, nicely. And very clean shot here on Xopi. sitting in the full area, and he will receive his fate in this round. 2-on-1. The last player alive is heavily tagged, and I'm not sure it's going to be a chance for him to recover. No dev kits, nor HP as mentioned. He's gonna keep his feet planted into the ground, and this will bring absolutely nothing. We've got the first pistol round going the way of Team HpT, and you know, that was a bit of a mess on the middle. First started off well onto the balcony player, pushed out of the mid area, then backed off to the banana position. Unfortunately got taken down by Steve right there, but still managed to recover. That's once that came down to the bomb factor, they just played off of the time, and that's it. Win out round, nothing more. Well, gotta be careful about those dings. Still maybe scary for your side if you face off those deagles in a 1v1 duels. That's what's been proven by CV and his early tag onto himself, of course. Down to 24 HP he goes, but still shouldn't be a big problem for them to make a resurgence. And yeah, just pick up those frags easily. So getting into the A side, it looks like that's going to be their final destination at this point. Getting the penultimate player down and securing another round on their board. Really no impact with those deagles. And it's pretty hard. You have USPSs, yeah, sure, you have deagles, but you don't have armor. And that is something that spoils the party for the entire CD squad. Being unable to find a single piece of impact right there. Only damage, but what is this damage? It can't do nothing. Still, the player is totally fine, he's alive, he can save his scout, he's got plenty of time to reposition himself. And they don't even wait until the bomb explodes, just taking the last player away from this round and confirming the second round is there. So we've got this one getting into a full buy on the both sides, I was going to say, because it's actually another partial buy for Drerries on the board. They opted for the deagles in the previous one, didn't go for armor, so that wasn't a full force buy, so to speak. And now they've got to experience a taste of those deagles bought in. They've got to go and stick to those, to that partial buy. Have deagles across the board. Can be worth a hell of a job right here, especially with a setup like that. They've got two players on the banana position forward. And 3 on A. First big shot connects. Mao takes him down. Goodbye. Monkey no longer alive, and he's gonna be out of the game thus far. 5v4. A questionable task still, but if they get one more, this will uplift their chances significantly. Unfortunately, the brawl on the middle goes the other way around, and that's gonna be Xopi to take 2 men down in that fight. Living only 1 on A, they don't dare clear that out. Just back off and try to play off of that bait. Right, they made those 2 frags and tugged that B player into the A bomb side, so they leave only 1 on B. And they're trying to fuse a lot of they're trying to cause a lot of confusion here around those Drerries Van de Boer players. Luckily for them, they've got 2 players around the A-bomb side, but that player in the library area is going to move out right now unless he wants to be cut out with the smoke. That's exactly what he does. Boy as well, behind the boxes. If he is overlooked in that position, maybe some impact, gets only 1 frag. And unfortunately, that's going to be the cap for him in his round. I mean, it could have been his, honestly. That was also a great bait by his teammate, but yeah. Even if he had down 1 more frag, that still would have been a very arduous task for the last player alive to drive out this round in his favor. And yeah, you know, just peering over the smoke, trying to find some frags before he goes down, and nothing more will be done by him. So 3 rounds in a row for Team HpT. Great job done by them, but don't forget that these were only deagles for Drerries on the board in this round. And yeah, now they're going for the full purchase, and this is where it's all gonna be decided here in the round number 4. Whether Team HpT will keep up their dominant lead or
concede against Drerries on the board and let them pick up their first round. We'll see in just a couple of moments since we have this round underway. 3 rifles, 4 for the side of Team HP rather, and we've got a Mag-10 as well to accompany that by a full flashed on the side of Drerries on the board, and they are also dealing damage, so that's going to be very nice considering they have M4s which are worth only 89% of damage with a headshot tag, so you've got to consider that as well. Dealing early damage, even by a very slight margin, can decide the outcome of some of the rounds in your favor, that's for sure. We've got 3 players set up on the A-bomb set, playing default right here from Drerries on the board. Nothing too innovative, so to speak. Yeah, and the first man will be going down. This is an exchange, and we've got Team HpT a little bit stacked, as they are yet to decide where they want to go. They have to pick up the bomb. A couple of them heading around the B area. That's where the majority of them is heading to right now. And we've got only one on B, so if this comes down to a very ferocious and impetuous play by the T's, this might be a very nice cleanup, but a very nicely timed out smoke by Stiff will be able to get 1 frag only. Another smoke in front. Mao just 1 shot away, tries to go for the shots. This can keep his position away, and it will. Ninja to take him down and pick up 1 more. 2 against 2, make it 1 as 1 more falls down, and that is Boy. All alone, coming out of the coffin area, looks for the first, spots out the second, gets him done, goes for the reload, but that's gonna be the nade to finish him off. And this is the round for Team HpT, a very hard, it was very hard to say who would come out on top of the fight, but came down to the wire. Yeah, that reload and the nade, the presence of it, bought them the round. Team HpT on a roll right now. They can pick up the 5th as well. Great utility usage by Drerries on the board, but a better exchange of bullets, raining them in and shutting them all down on Banana. 2 players will say goodbye to their names in this round, and that's gonna be a 5-on-3. Is there something Drerries can do? They get at least 1 dig shot. Okay, fair enough. Maybe some more. That's gonna be retorted, and Monkey with his teammates will be barreling forward into the A-bomb side. About to plant the bomb down. They've got mid clear, so this will enable those CD players to come through. They don't have a lot to lose. Maybe armor. Very tricky position right there. Thankfully, RG had only USPS at that point in time. That was an AK-47. That would have been a death for the player who was leaning out of the corner. That was Ninja, I guess, with an op. Yeah, exactly that. Tucked away. They don't have any death kits, so they are going for their demise in this one. Nothing more they can do except for some residual damage. And this will be the 5-round lead for Team HpT. Amazing start for them. Some of those rounds were won by the skin of their teeth, basically. I mean, that round number 4, I guess, when they were left against 1-on-1, that nade decided the entire result of the round. And I should say, Team HpT are actually playing very disciplined across the map. You can assign the same definition to the side of the cities as well, because they are not going for too many aggressive picks. They are just playing default, 2 on B, 3 on A, going for the impact they need. But unfortunately, it's all Team and HpT coming out on top across all of those fights. The entire sequence of those engagements favors them. And it looks like this is going to be another 6th round, unless those 2 members alive have got something to say about that. A notability shot rings in, but a reverse one is present as well. And we've got another one working out of the site, who will be met on the other side by Ninja. And we've got another round for Team HpT. What an incredible play by them. I'm really excited to see them dominating that fashion. A little bit disappointed about Drerries van de Boer because, you know, they are trained on Inferno. It seems like they want to... It feels like they want to pick up this map at least a couple of rounds, but unfortunately that doesn't piece together. Some piece of the puzzle is missing and they are unable to find it. Maybe it's going to be the case in this round, but I'm not exactly sure. Again, we saw a similar situation with the same weapons, with the same set piece, utility, some armor as well, but nothing yields them a lot. It's pure Team HpT all around the place, firing on all of the cylinders. And they also keep the economy of Drerries very dry. It's very tight. They have to buckle up their seats basically to try and maintain that pressure over Team HpT. But that is hard to do. You don't have that much to work with, and that is the city side no less. So the economy balance is not that good. It's very hard to pull it back after being down a couple of rounds in a row, so you've got to pick up a few. And with frags like that by the side of Team HpT, I don't think it's going to be a possibility right now. We've got a 2 versus 4. The bomb is heading in a completely different direction. And yeah, Drerries van de Boer going for a bit of a gamble right there, but it's not going to yield them a lot. Nothing will be found right there, and it's just a matter of time. 25 seconds. They will soon realize it's not going to be an A attack, and they will slowly march back to the B-bomb side. They don't have that much to save. Their economy will be fine for the repurchase in the next one, but they really need to find that resurgence unit. Finally put themselves back out of the board here in the round number 8, preferably. This is the 7th, and this goes the way of HpT yet again. No influence by any of those players with the Deagles, and that is so unfortunate to see that. Well, the deal attempt by Mao, getting 2 shots in a row. Nicely damaging the economy of HpT, but, you know, their economy is still pretty good. We've got at least 3 players feeling very solid at the level they're in. They have approximately $5,000, right? Even Avnix has got almost $8,000. I know this can dwindle away if they don't save that many rifles, that many guns after losing the round, if they start losing them actually, because I heavily doubt that. With a buy like that by Drerries van de Boer, they've got to bring all of the fruits. They have all of the instruments to make it work. Mao gonna be burned down to 44 HP, great utility usage by the T's. He's gonna go for the repeak, and I'm pretty sure they heard that scope. They're gonna go for another molly deployed. 13 HP is the only number that will be left on each side, and they are dealing even more. That is amazing. The way they operate with that utility, it brings them a huge advantage early on in the round. Yes, they don't get the frags, but they ensure the next engagements are likely to go their way if they end up playing against those B players. Sometimes B players rotate, so if you have an AWP on the B-bomb side, you know, 14 HP is still pretty fine to fire off a couple of shots, but it can rotate away as well. So you never know where the AWP is, but you can play off of the sound cues, and that is one of the things that CS is very popular about. You know, it's known for gathering all of those pieces and contributing to the entire puzzle, to the entire picture of how the round is going to unfold. The first opening shots, it seems like they will decide to execute the A-bomb set eventually, and yeah, no wall of defense set up. It is very bad for Drerries van de Boer, and another 8th round for Team HpT. I don't want to dig far into this, but who knows? Maybe it's going to be a 16-0 at the end of the day. I don't want to think that way, because it would feel very devastating and very painful for the cities for the guys from Netherlands. The Dutch roster to play against Finns, and yeah, unfortunately they are finding absolutely nothing. The last player alive on the cities, and he is no longer present on the server. He's been denied, and his M4A1S will be carried away as well. This is a very nice decision making by Team HpT as well, knowing that he's saving that M4A1S, the last weapon on their side that could potentially boost their chances in winning the consecutive rounds of this half. And yeah, by denying that M4A1S, they ensure only Deagles will be present in this round. And this is the setup Team HpT has seen already quite a lot of times. So they might be ready for that. Sees a couple of traces coming out of the smoke, and it doesn't matter. They just gotta swap back to the Apps position, shut the man down. Look at them go. I mean, they are not even aggressing down the A-bomb side, just keeping it very slow and methodical, getting 2 frags early on. They know it's a 3-on-5, could be doable for the side of the cities, but yeah, unfortunately not. That patience pays off. You can see they get 2 frags on the A-bomb side, they leave only 1 player right there, and they force Drerries from the board into thinking that they are rushing straight down the A-bomb side, ignoring all of the presence, but no, Banana is totally covered. It is totally under their control, and Team HpT, I can definitely say they are ubiquitous around the map. They leave no side of the territory, they leave no piece of it scot-free. No emptiness found by Drerries van de Boer, really. Pure presence. Pure presence. I'm sorry for stumbling upon that word. But yeah, absolute dominance here for Team HpT. I mean, you can't put it better than that. The scoreline speaks for itself, and 0 rounds for the cities. We got the first one, baiting out the shot of the city. Finally, an AWP runs in, and this is the first openings, one of the few they've been able to provide throughout this half. Finally, they get the first, and they also follow it up with the second, so they make it 4v3. And so far, looking very doable for Drerries van de Boer, as they are rearranging their forces. We've got another player rotating back to this AWP. That is RG, I guess, and 2 on A as well, so we are equally split, and Team HpT just hoping for some mistake, but of course, I don't think Drerries van de Boer are going to give it. If you remember, they were attacking the banana position quite a lot of times, but I think they capitalized on their previous mistakes. They found out that they shouldn't be doing that, and they are no longer going for that sort of aggression. But we see aggression by Team HpT, which turns out to be very successful on the A-bomb side. Although, we've got a very nice response. They had 1 player rotated back into A, invigorating that play over there, and they know where the last one is as well. So this will be the first round for them. Finally, Drerries van de Boer pick it up, and maybe that's the momentum gained. Just maybe. I mean, still very hard to conceive having an 8-round difference here in the first half, especially playing on the city side. I'd like them maybe to pick up at least 4 rounds at the end of this half. Even if they don't make it to 9-6 or so, it's still going to be something to lean on. Some caution to be more or less comfortable about. If they pick up the pistol round, then it's going to be even finer. And yeah, it looks like this one is about to go their way as well, as we have a very strong hold of the cities around the A-bomb site. Nobody from HpT will be able to knock on the door and crack it open as they used to do a couple of rounds ago. Basically throughout the entire half before Drerries van de Boer put up a stop to that infamous performance just the previous round. Now we are into 11th, and it looks very good for Drerries van de Boer. We've got an AWP going out of the smoke, no hesitation by it, and this one drops into the funnel of death for HpT. They've got all of the numbers going down, and this is the right time to pick up the tactical pause, I think. Yes, exactly that. They are going for the timeout. 25 seconds to discuss things through and maybe come up with a solution. How to suppress Drerries from the board completely and forget that they are even alive here on the server, because, well, they may show some sign of comeback. They've already done that, but I don't want to let them pick up the pace and rack up 4 or even more rounds here on the city side. So yeah, I mean, it's already a very huge success for the T's. Team HpT doing a very great job here on the T side, but you know, viscerally as a team, you always want more. You're always hungry for more rounds. I mean, if I was player of the team, I would always like to pick up 12 or 13 rounds in the beginning of the game. That would be very cool. Monkey, oh, losing a lot of HP, but he's been saved by his teammate. Great peek by Zippy. Nicely down onto the short presence. Gonna be getting him down. Another save. Monkey, how is he still alive on the server? Yeah, 2 or 3 chances to die in this round, but he didn't die. That's the point. Got saved by his teammates all the time. They required only 1 bullet to shut him down. And that is Team HpT immediately on their feet here on the first half. They've got 10 rounds so far, reaching the double digits. And it seems like their dominance continues to be the case here on the T side. We've got the same setup we saw. AWP in play for both of those teams. Only 1 weapon is scarce. That is Headkint playing with absolutely no rifle, only a deagle. And we've got a pretty evened out performance here for Team HpT. Everybody putting their portion of impact. None of them is trailing behind. Clean and steady, and you know, you can't emphasize on anybody here from the Drerries side, but they definitely had a couple of very nice op frags accompanied by M4A1S shots. You know, op opens up business over the B-bomb side, then M4A1S comes in to finish the job off, and yeah, that was a nice job, but it looked like a round for Team HpT in this one. All of a sudden, I see those numbers reduced because of the kill feed. We've got 3 consecutive frags by Drerries van de Buurt, pulling this one into a very uncomfortable spot. They've got a gap as well. It's going to be watchtop, but still, AWP cannot make an unscathed cross. In fact, it will lose its life. And we've got Monkey against 3, what looked to be a very potential round, and an 11th for Team HpT had been turned upside down by Drerries van de Buurt. Nicely done. Staying composed across the map. Despite losing 2 players early on, I guess, still coming out on top of this clash, and we've got 3 rounds on their board. As mentioned, 4 will be nice, 5 even better. 2 rounds before we crown the final score line of this first half. I was going to say before we announce the final score line of this first half, but we already got the winner crowned on this first. It's Team HpT. There's nothing Drerries van de Buurt can do to turn this tide and make the score line of the first half suddenly in their favor. Of course, it's going to be for Team HpT, no matter the case. And we've got a double up setup here for Drerries van de Buurt, interestingly enough. And I think one AWP will be centered around B, the other is on A. You've got utility as well, MP9, AK-47, plus that M4 with a silencer at the end. Great peek by Dutch Boy, waiting for them to empty all of their magazines, and he's going to be able to pick up 2 in a row. RG as well to charge with an AWP shot. Make it 3 for Dutch Boy. Goodbye, CV in that position, and that's going to be Monkey all alone. Doesn't even have a bomb in his hands, and I think this one is already decided. His fate is to lose his gun, life, or maybe save it into the next round, which they definitely need. He's going to go tuck himself away into the apps. And, you know, that is also very risky for Drerries van de Buurt to go and fight to deprive that AK-47, the last one remaining on the Team HpT side, because their economy is not looking good as well, but they can allow to sacrifice at least 1 or 2 players, and this is exactly what they are going to go for. Unfortunately, don't find the last player alive, but still in a pretty good spot here on this last round of the half. They've got the potential to pick up the 5th. A very bruised buy here for the side of the HpT team. Only 2 Deagles, Tech 9, Mac 10, and an AK-47. Not a lot to brag about, but at least something. That's gonna be... It can be worth a very quick rush. Avnix played an anti-flash. Got a smoke lined out across that chimney. Over the city it lands. And it seems like it's going to be a very fast execute by Team HpT. Nobody trailing behind, just coming straight through. Getting the first man down. There is one more. He's going to be locked in. And he will. No dark and no triple presence right there. Soapy as well, getting in a very nice Deagle shot. Avnix will be dropped, and you've got a very nice situation. Don't let this one slip through your hands. 3 versus 2. You've got RG heavily low. Both players have death kits, but I'm not sure if they're going to be able to retake it. The full HP member goes down, and this will be only RG, who is 1 shot away from being dead, and that's going to be it. 4-11. We've got Ninja and the rest of his player driving out on top of this first half, 11-4. A very nice one, especially on the T side. That is not what you tend to witness. Normally in CS, you often anticipate CDs to pick up the most of the rounds compared to Ts, but it is what it is. Turned out to be better on the first half. We'll see how this one goes for Drerries van de Buurt as they switch up the sides, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be a very hard challenge for them. Team HpT have been playing very well here on the T side.
Against Ruben, and well, yeah, it was a great game. And
well played from Captain. Really well T side there. Like, suddenly they played fast default and then suddenly play slow default.
Yeah.
Really well played by Captain, and
That's,
a little bit of weird CT side. But
yeah, the momentum built up from the first half, and it's just carried over, and they found their true potential, and now.
Deliver the best and most consistent cast. I would probably die, you know. I wouldn't get over the 20 round mark for one of those teams, but yeah, it is a different scenario here in this game. Luckily, no overtimes on the horizon just yet, but definitely a frag for Steve Neef, who's gonna get the first man down. Monkey to have a smoke, and he dumps it off. We've got a player in the pit area who's been naded down. Zoppy's still alive, getting 1 frag, goes for the reload. He's in a bit of a tricky spot. Will be finalized by Steve, who started it off in this one. A nice nade, another to pick up as well. Will be located in the same position. That's gonna chip down Mao to 21 HP. But still a very hard task. He's got no armor. Once he comes in, that's gonna be a shooting gallery for Drerries van de Boer. Hang on a second, he gets one shot onto the pit player. And maybe has got some space to barrel forwards. But no, Mao stands up close. And he denies that possibility. It is the first pistol round here in the game for Drerries van de Boer. And maybe that's gonna be worth a bit of a roll right here. They really need to pick up a string of frags in the rounds as well. And we've got an immediate force buy by Team HpT, wasting no time, not willing to go for any save of their economy. Just go and invest all of their money straight in. We've got a pretty similar picture, right? Drerries van de Boer playing exactly the same we saw Team HpT play. They are taking this one very slow and methodical, incrementally clearing out all of the steps of the map, all of the positions. And they want to make sure Team HP don't have anything aggressive on their mind. And by doing so, they will easily pave their way into the A-bomb site, scot-free, finding no players right there. And they have only 2 on A, so in terms of the odds, that's got to be favoring them. But we've got a bit of a lure here from the banana position. 2 members up there. Not good for even a single frag right there. And Ninja, he's got to back off. He's only on 18 HP, and none of the frags has been delivered. It is pure dismantle of them on the B-bomb site. Ninja still managing to get away with a frag, having only 18 HP, barring his low capabilities. And it's a 2-on-3. You've got 2 kits here for the HpT side. So, okay, they're backing off. I've just looked at the minimap and realized that it's not going to be the case. They are going to salvage their remaining weapons. That's a Deagle, some utility, and Galil. Also second armor, so that is good for those Galils. Because if Drerries van de Boer had AKs, that wouldn't be very reasonable to have a second armor equipped up your head. Yeah, and you know, for the economy reasons, they're not gonna go for the upgrades right here. They're gonna stick to those 3 Galils, and we will have only 2 guys who dropped their blood in the previous round to buy up those AKs. So, you know, maybe a chance here for Team HpT to turn this one upside down, but... And they're actually gonna go for the stack on B. That is a gamble, and I definitely like it, but I don't think it's gonna work with Drerries van de Boer, with the playstyle they go for, the playstyle they play with. Okay, maybe I should take it back. We've got some crazy action happening on the banana position. We've got T's coming every bit closer, and we've got Monkey with an AK-47. How is he still alive? A great double man stack right there, and they are still not aware. They are walking into the trap. They're gonna lean out together and fire up those shots. 2 in a row to close out the string and pick up the 12th round for Team HpT. I called it. That was a brilliant stack, you know, a bit of a gamble. The thing I tried to say is that Drerries van de Boer, they were normally less aggressive. And even though they weren't that aggressive, but we saw the player just walking into the banana position, paying 0 attention to the right side of his screen. You know, probably thought Team HpT would be playing too passive on their side. And no, it wasn't the case. And right now, it is HpT to trap the server with their potent buy, with their utility usage, and with their confidence over this banana position. We've got a 6-12 scoreline. I think it is about to turn into a 13-6 because we've got 2 men down for Drerries van de Boer. And they will pump the brakes until they find something to work with. But now It is no utility. It is 0 frags. Hoping to find somebody coming their way. And even that is not going to be provided. They are jiggle picking. That deagle can be worth a very nice and crispy shot, but maybe not this time around. Got this round firmly in the hands of Team HpT here on the B-bomb side. And Drerries on the board. They've got no space. They have nothing to lean on. They have nowhere to go. All restricted for them. It is just a matter of whether Team HpT will give them a couple of those chances to try and line up that deagle shot. Once it comes down to 20-second mark, of course, they've got to accelerate their pace and try to execute A. But even that is not going to be on the line. We've got all of them throwing their blood, and the 13th round for HpT, they've granted themselves with that opportunity by being a little bit aggressive, by putting Drerries on the board onto a very big economy distress. And they've got another sign of their economy being very tight right here. They've got MAC-10s, 3 AKs lined out across the board. Utility is healthy as well, but we'll see what they can do with it. Just still very hard once we got those players rushing through. Damage connects, but one more shot would have been very loud for him. We've got aggression into the city, perhaps. Yes, it is Ninja to take him down. Saves his life and also stimulates the rest of his squad to pull back in to the B-bomb set. That's going to be a very potential retake for them, unless Teef has got something to say about that. And he's got absolutely so, getting an AK-47 shot, but we've got Xopus still alive. Teef, the same position he used to be in, gets the AK-47 shot and a cherry on the cake to finish off Ninja as well. That is a very nice clutch by Stephen that round. Saved a lot. Brought them that little breathing room. And not let HpT pick up the 14th, which was very close. If they had done that, I bet that would have been a closer already, because the economy of Drerries on the board wouldn't be in a very good state. And yeah, maybe they gained some momentum, pulled the lever back in their favor, and may start accelerating the speed here in the second half. So still pretty big round difference, but if they manage to pull this one together, maybe it can end up being the tie in the game for themselves. We've got a 3-on-3. Drerries on the board, somewhat stuck here around the smoke. So we've got a very nice angle by Avnix. What a nice timing to lean out and spot out the first player trolling around the area. He's gonna be shut down, and that's a 2-on-3. Make it 0 as Xoppy to mop things up behind them on the middle. Cunning man to shut them all down and pick up the 14th. 2 rounds away, and we will crown the one who comes out victorious. And I'm pretty sure you already know who is potentially going to be that team. It may be HpT, as they are on a very good buy. They've got a double up setup. I mean, it can play a very bad joke with them if they come up to face a very quick rush by Drerries on the board. And, you know, if they miss all of their shots with an AWP, yeah, maybe it can be a chance for Drerries on the board, but I don't think Ninja has got anything like that on the mind. That possibility is not going to be even close for the T's, and they start losing their numbers. They've got only one flashbang to drop off, and they've got a smoke as well. Their plans have been derailed. Got Steve thrown out the flashbang. That one will be wasted. I mean, no flashbang effect for them. The bomb is dropped far behind. And even though Mao gets a retort, I still doubt this one. It's a 2-on-3. Exchange is still happening around the map, and Drerries on the board. A right decision to make. You are into a 2 versus 3. The best decision you can opt for is to go for that 2v1 duel. They get an AWP shot. Monkey caught off guard, throwing out his smoke, and That is a very nice post-plant scenario acquired by Drerries from the board. We've got a round on the line, ladies and gentlemen. 7-4, maybe not extended by HpT. This round can slip out of their hands, and with another AWP shot connected, this may rise even more. We've got Xivy coming out of the banana area, but he's gonna decide to bail out and save his M4A1S. A great round by Drerries from the board. I can imagine had Monkey not failed that smoke, or had he even not thrown out that smoke, that could have been a round victory for Team HpT, or at least an easier retake. Because, yeah, that was a 2 versus 2 immediately. A pullback by Drerries from the board, and at the end of the day, there was only one player to retake it. All of the responsibility was lying solely on his shoulders, and unfortunately, that was a hell of a task for him to do that. We got 33 frags for Xopi. Wow, what a performance. I've never spotted it out until this time. And, yeah, this guy definitely rises to the occasion of this game. Drerries find the board, clearing out all of the choke points on the banana position. There was not a lot, actually. They've got only one right behind the sandbags. And the real challenge is going to come down to B, but it could come down to B, right? They have only one player right there, Team HpT. Oh, excuse me, there are 2 players. They're just getting on top of each other, and that's why I didn't spot them out on the minimap. But yeah, I think their presence will be spotted. We got a player on top, and has he been spotted though? He smoked himself off. That's a very tricky one. They are not even attempting to spray him down. Monkey on top, my god! That's his move. Goodbye, everybody. 3 frags, make it 4. My god, almost the ace. And that's gonna be the round for Team HpT. What a miraculous play by him. The ninja himself, tucking himself inside of the smoke. And I'm really surprised, actually. That round should have been theirs. And you can see that well played written out by the T's. The respect as well. You've got to give credit to that play. My god, you don't normally expect for something like that to happen. And he also smokes himself off. So, yeah, apparently Drerries from the board didn't see that, but that was a very close one. It could be the round for Drerries from the board. How? I continue questioning myself. But I don't think I'm gonna find answers to that. I'm not even sure whether they tried to spray him down through the smoke, because he was at 50 HP, I guess. Maybe that was the damage done with the nades. And they probably thought that triple player accidentally smoked off the top. I don't know how that happened, but okay. Never mind, let's get back to the real world. Round number 24, and this can end here and now. It's 15-8. 7 round difference. Drerries by the board, no space for the mistakes. And if they do any of them, this round and the game itself will be closed out for them. Great utility usage. Just playing down to perfection of this one. And it looks like this is going to be another mode down of players. 2 versus 4. We've got a very... well, a very nice start for Team HpT, but we've got this one quickly brought back though. The player inside of the apps hasn't shown his presence just yet, and this can be the element of surprise they need to shut this whole offensive down. And finally, forget about this game. Dutch Boy now reading that it's going to come down to the timing. Monkey getting a frag, and I'm pretty sure this one is over. Maybe not. Dutch Boy still holding strong. We've got Anvix getting down to 7 HP. The bomb is yet to be tapped. We've got a flashbang as well. Found the bomb just yet. They're gonna go for the lean out, and the stick will be delivered as well. The bomb is still to be defused, and this is the round and the game for Team HpT. Great job done by them, rolling out phenomenally. here on the T side, and also continuing their dominance on the city, really extending their lead by a few more rounds and making sure this one is finished off. Great job done by them, really. They threw them into the trash. You know, that round where Monkeys tapped out with a huge 4K. I didn't see that coming. I think nobody did, honestly. You don't normally see that being even close to being existent in CS, but yeah, that was phenomenal. Absolutely great. And with that said, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna slide into a very short break, and we'll be right back for another portion of action, and I hope it's gonna be the same hot as we've just witnessed. We've got Scandic eSports, 3 Spears versus Axion eSports playing up next, so stay tuned and don't go anywhere.
And there's the wallbang. Don't see that one too often, but...
It's not an option. Oh, he pre-fired. Oh, Wuchu. 90-degree, no scope, no problem.
We'll still be 3 on this B side. First man dead. And second. 3.
Flexes for a little bit. Now he's going to be making his way over the dark. On the box. Get this cross. Get a retake. Aware that it may be dark. Oh man, Frosty, he's got it.
He could have managed that economy well. Oh!
Pushing grabs. He could have a second if he goes for it. He just pushes out again. This is Buurt. What is that from QBY? He wants it. He wants the game. He wants to be able to say QBY with an ace. One angle. Right into the crosshair from and he shuts it down. SCE now knows where to look. Frosty finds another. He's not taking any prisoners. Frosty with a third.
Contact. In position. They have me pinned. Weapons hot. Got one. Yeah. He's down. This area is clear.
The last man alive.
He has
to clutch this out. The 1v3. He's knocked down low from that already. 32 seconds left, and it doesn't matter, ladies and gentlemen. Hyena's Unity pick up the final kill.
Yeah, they out at the beach like the Molly 10. Yeah, Tudor on my coupe in the front of Benz. Yeah, I just chopped the roof, fix my side again. Yeah, Fendi on my lens, got us stuck again. I see red, it's gonna make me numb. Take away the pain.
No, just by running, and Hips goes down. It's Nick. Nick's got 2. He's made it through, but the bomb has it. Nick, he shuts down Kuno right when they needed him most.
Dim on the lights, we get high like a kite. Then I'm a swim. Make it spend it like a fidget, yeah.
2. Oh, Pixel. He'll find 1. He'll find 2. Right behind him. Could he get you in
Broke, I had to fix it, yeah. Drugs took control, she done lost her soul. I can't tell you.
And this being bomb side, they've got to do it fast. 25 seconds. ADZ not taking any prisoners.
Okay, baby, it's gonna be okay. I'm a star, you can't see me in the day. Okay, baby, it's gonna be okay. Back in this bitch like I left some. Back in your bitch like I left some.
Against Ruben, and well, yeah, it was a great game. And
Well played from Captain. Really well T side there. Like, suddenly they played fast default and then suddenly play slow default.
Yeah.
Really well played by Captain, and
that's,
a little bit of weird CT side. But
yeah, that momentum built up from the first half, and it's just carried over, and they found their true potential, and now actually.
Well. Well. Gents, we are back. Back for more action as mentioned. We've been waiting for this moment for a pretty long time. Not a very long time, because that was just a 1 or 2 minute break, and now we are back to witness some more CS action. We've got Canada eSports, as mentioned, playing up against Axion eSports. That's the way I should pronounce it, probably. And it's gonna be very cool to witness who comes alive and takes this one. Okay, I've just been told that I have to run this interview. Sorry about that, guys. Well, I have here Avnix and sorry guys, I forgot. What team are you from, Avnix?
Team HpT.
Okay, HpT, yeah, great. We've just witnessed that matchup against their rival, and that was just an amazing play by you guys. You finished them off, completely destroyed, and especially that 4v1 by Monkey on top of the triple. That was amazing. I didn't see that coming personally. And I'm really curious to see your thoughts on how you... what was your game plan? How did you find the right pieces to come out against your rival on top? How did you make it?
I think I knew that they haven't practiced what with each other, so pretty much defaulting the whole way, playing together as a team.
Yeah, I saw you guys being very disciplined across the map. I saw you on the T side especially playing down to perfection, really trying to find some early sound cues, trying to find some early engagements to play off of, and then pick up the rounds. Is it what you planned initially, to play more methodical, to play more discipline around the map?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so I'm really looking forward to seeing you in the next bracket of this tournament. We'll have that in just a couple of days, I guess. And yeah, thanks for joining in for this interview.
Yes,
We've got the next game of the line, and yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Don't see that one too often, but...
It's not an option. Oh, he pre-fired. Oh, true. 90-degree, no scope, no problem.
We'll still be 3 on this B side. First man dead. And second. 3.
Flexes for a little bit. Now he's going to be making his way over the dark. On the box. Get across the retake. Aware that it may be dark. Oh man, Frosty, he's got it.
He could have managed that economy well. Oh!
Pushing grabs. He could have a second if he goes for it. He just pushes out again. This is Buurt. What is that from QBY? He wants it. He wants the game. He wants to be able to say QBY with an ace. One angle. Right into the crosshair Frosty. And he shuts it down. SCE now knows where to look. Frosty finds another. He's not taking any prisoners. Frosty with a third.
chopped. Got one. Yeah. He's down. This area is clear.
The last man alive.
He has to go
to
huge.
clutch this out the 1v3. He's knocked down low from that already. 32 seconds left, and it doesn't matter, ladies and gentlemen. Hyenas Unity pick up the final kill and win the Volpid series.
Yeah, lay out at the beach, let the Molly tan. Yeah, tutor on my coupe in the front of Benz. Yeah, I just chopped the roof, fix my side again. Yeah, Fendi on my lens, got us dope again. That's your red, it's gonna make me know. Take away the pain.
No, just by running, and Hips goes down, it's Nick. Nick's got 2. He's made it through, but the bomb has it. Nick, he shuts down Kuno right when they needed him most.
Dim on the lights, we get high like a cut. Then I'm a spin. Make it spend it like a fidget, yeah.
2. Oh, Pixel. He'll find 1, he'll find 2. Right behind him, could he get you in
Broke, I had to fix it, yeah. Drugs took control, she done lost her soul. I can't tell you.
And this being bomb side, they've got to do it fast. 25 seconds. 80Z not taking any prisoners.
Okay, baby, it's gonna be okay. I'm a star, you can't see me in the day. Okay, baby, it's gonna be okay. Back in this bitch like I left some. Back in your bitch like I left some.
Against Ruben, and well, yeah, it was a great game. And
Well played from captain. Really well T side there. Like suddenly they played fast default and then suddenly play slow default.
Yeah.
Really well played by captain and
that,
a little bit of weird CT side. But
yeah, that momentum built up from the first half, and it's just carried over, and they found their true potential, and now
yeah.
actually a very secure win.
And there's the wallbang. Don't see that one too often, but
It's not an option. Oh, it pre-fired. Oh, Wuchu. 90%, no scope, no problem.
we'll still be 3 on this beat fight. First man dead. And second. 3.
Flexes for a little bit. Now he's going to be making his way over the dark. On Zubok. Get the cross. Get a retake. Be aware that it may be dark. Oh man, Frosty's got it.
He could have managed that economy well. Oh!
Pushing grabs. He could have a second if he goes for it. He just pushes out again. This is more. What is that from QBY? He wants it. He wants the game. He wants to be able to say that. QBY with an ace. One angle. Right into the crosshair Frosty. And he shuts it down. SCE now knows where to look. Frosty finds another. He's not taking any prisoners. Frosty with a third.
Contact. In position. They have me pinned. Weapons hot. Got one. Yeah. He's down. This area is clear.
The last man alive.
He has to go
to
here.
clutch this out. The 1v3. He's knocked down low from that already. 32 seconds left.
Yeah, they out at the beach, like the Molly 10. Yeah, Tudor on my coupe in the front of Benz. Yeah, I just chopped the roof, it's my side again. Yeah, Fendi in my lens, got it dope again. That's your ring, it's gonna make me numb. Take away the pain.
So just by running, and Hips goes down. It's Nick. Nick's got 2. He's made it through, but the bomb has it. Nick, he shuts down Kuno right when they needed him most.
Dim on the lights, we get high, I like a then I'm a swim. Make it spend it, yeah. Make it spend it like a fidget, yeah.
2. Oh, Pixel. He'll find 1. He'll find 2. Right behind him. Could he get you in sheet?
Broke, I had to fix it, yeah. Drugs took control, she done lost her soul. I can't tell you.
And this being bomb side, they've got to do it fast. 25 seconds. ADZ not taking any prisoners.
Okay, baby, it's gonna be okay. I'm a star, you can't see me in the day. Okay, baby, it's gonna be okay. Back in this bitch like I left some. Back in your bitch like I left some. I ain't for that.
Against Ruben, and well, yeah, it was a great game. And
Well played from Captain. Really well T-side there. Like, suddenly they
Absolutely.
played fast default and then suddenly play slow default.
Yeah.
Really well played by Captain and
that's,
a little bit of weird CT side. But
yeah, the momentum built up from the first half and it's just carried over and
Okie dokie, ladies and gents, whoever is with us, have you enjoyed the previous game? I think you definitely have. I mean, there was no way you haven't enjoyed the previous game. That was amazing. I can't forget that 1v4 play by Monkey on top of the triple. That was something beyond my mind. And now we've got another matchup that will hopefully be able to bring more or less the same action here on Ancient. It is the first time I see Ancient in this tournament. Maybe it was already played out before I started casting this one, but yeah, we've got eSports ready, and so are Axion. About to start off this knife round, which will determine who's gonna start on which side. And Ancient is a pretty interesting territory, you know. Once it was brought in by Valve, it was a very big round of not applause but disappointment by players. You know, many didn't acclaim this map very positively, so to speak. They brushed off, said, oh, why would you do that? Bring Cobblestock back in. And you know, I was actually of the same opinion for a pretty long time before I started playing Ancient myself, and I really liked it. So if you are one of those thinking that this is a bad map, go try, step over yourself and play this map by yourself. You will actually like it. It is very interesting. And especially if you are playing on low ranks, because I tried it on level 4 Faceit on one of my friends' accounts, and that was a very easy one, I should say, because nobody knows how to play Ancient. It's a completely new map, and if you learn a couple of smokes, a couple of lineups, this is where it starts getting very tricky for your enemies. And yeah, once you switch up to higher levels, of course, they are a little bit more educated about this map, basically. They know how to play it, some lineups and things like that. And you know, this is a new ground for teams to make their best and overcome their enemies while they haven't explored it yet. So yeah, they've got a lot of room to ramp up their map pool a little bit, and this is a great opportunity for all of them. Now we've got a pistol round after this knife, so don't go far off your seats. We will be into it in just a couple of moments as soon as that frag will be delivered by Skirix. This will be up to their choice, whether to start off on the T side or maybe switch things up onto the city. And yeah, it's going to be very, very interesting to witness how this one goes. Now just a shooting gallery for Absence, getting things done. I think this team already played in this tournament. I'm not exactly sure. Again, I'm new to this entire Volpid family. But just looking at their team logos, I mean, it's very intimidating. It actually is. That 3-point claws looks very dangerous, to be honest. We'll see if that danger will be carried over to this game as they play against Axion eSports. Having a bit of a lighter logo type, so to speak. Maybe that light logo type will be the testament towards their nice and clean play. We'll see in this pistol round as it starts off well with a great utility usage done by Dioximo, getting an USPS shot as well, some help from his teammates, and they will be able to get this round wrapped up, it seems. 5-on-1, just a matter of time before the last player drops, and no remainders for Scandic eSports, 3 spears in this one. If you remember, we were pointing out on the organization of Scandic eSports, they have a couple of branches and a couple of teams playing at different levels. And we already saw them play the day before, I think it was the day before the previous. Yeah, it was on the 4th of December. And if you remember, that was a 4 overtime game, which was absolutely phenomenal. Again, sent by Satan. And now it's a different roster with different players on the line. And we'll see what kind of tricks they have prepared up their sleeve. Absence, we have him clearing out the way into the tunnels area, about to pump themselves into the A-bomb site, and this will be it. Lots of smoke slide around the place. This will restrict their vision a lot. They're gonna go through those USPSs, can be very dangerous, so you've got to be careful about that. The bomb has been planted down, and maybe a post-plant scenario success here for Scenic eSports. They have to wreck alone against 3, manages to get only 1, and that's gonna be the end. He faces his death and lets Axion eSports extend their lead by 1 more round. Great job for them, holding on to that round advantage here in the first half, and immediately putting... I don't want to say putting the economy of Scenic eSports onto economy verge or something, but they definitely have to go and preserve some money to be able to deliver a full-fledged buy in the upcoming one. So there's gonna be 3 deals, Pewdie50 and a Tech 9 by Absence. Who's gonna open it up? Nice shot taken. Flabbergasting sticks right there, and those deagles, Tech 9s, everything combined will bring them the necessary roots to pick up this round. Perhaps 2 frags so far, and that is very nice. Now slow down a little bit, why not? Pave your way into the A-bomb site. Unfortunately, there is a Deoxy here in the temple. He's gonna be able to get 2 men down. Gets 1 more and another. In fact, 4 kills to his name. And still we've got Buems who spotted out that player in the temple. He stands yet again. And now he goes to crawl around that area. Skiorik is trying to go and play from the back as well. This may be a very terrible timing unless Buems reads that, and I think it's going to be a round for Skiorik nonetheless. He throws out his utility and has got no clue about his presence right there. So Skiorik getting things done. Nice attempt by Scenic eSports. Again, Deagles pulled out in the round number 3, and it came down to the wire really. Almost picking up that frag and almost picking up the round itself. Unfortunately, just shy of the mark by 1 frag, and that could have been the case. Either way, 4th round kicks in, and we've got a full-fledged buy as the doctor ordered. An AWP position for Zassi, and they're gonna play around the map, it seems. Just gather some pieces, gather some components to back on. And yeah, they're gonna rack it on to that passive play right here. At this point in time, just scattering themselves across the map. It seems like they will regroup back to B once some frags will be engaged successfully, and this will be the case. Skiorik, though, patient as hell, and he's not gonna make his presence known. There is also Deox to come up closer and show his presence off. Scenic eSports are still waiting for some confidence by Axion eSports, and that is not going to be provided. Just want to make sure nobody points themselves forward and feeds their buddies. If that happens, that's going to be very great for their offensive right there. A very dangerous pick here for Skiorik, but it still manages to come out on top. The flashbang deployed as well, and maybe Buems will be kept at bay in this one. The bomb is yet to be retrieved. There are 25 seconds on the clock, and they probably have to pull the lever to the B-bomb side as they planned initially. Bomb and the smokes, mollies, everything else will be dumped over to the B-bomb, so the bomb is making its way forward. 3 members up here. The 4th, excuse me, will be coming up a little bit later, but they've got 8 seconds. They're gonna get the bomb down. They have done it. There is Skiorik picking up the frag, but instantly shredded by Buems. That's gonna be a 3-on-2 so far, so good, but there comes the response by Torm, and maybe that's a chance for them to retake this one. They've got a half of the body protruding out of the wall. A fake by Sticks, easily read by Buems, but a better angle to lean out from, and that's going to be an easily taken round by Sticks. Nicely done, getting the 4th for his team. And, you know, reflecting some signs of, you know, it reminds me some signs, some play of the previous game, how it panned out. Also, a very dominant half by one of the teams, and that was by Team HpT. Yeah, I remember that very vividly. It's probably one of the teams that will stick to my mind, apart from eSports and Sent by Satan in that game I casted previously. Again, I keep retreading that, but that is something that's not gonna fly out of my mind for a very long time. We've got a 5 versus 5. No bloodshed just yet, only some armor. Oh gosh, what a peek. Crack, almost getting that frag. It was his frag 100%, but very nice mobility by Pizza, turning around and getting the player down. Manages to escape as well, only on 8 HP, but he's done his job, the necessary one. Just back off and create lots of mental problems here for the side of the Spears. They've got to feel not in a very good spot right here, but it seems like they are not scared to go for those fights, just pump up this man advantage in their favor. That's going to be another shot taken. And you know what? This logotype of Spears hasn't worked out just yet. You know, it doesn't reflect the aggressiveness and dangerous of that logotype it should, because it seemed like the cleanness and